up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat Atletico Madrid 1-0 for the third game in a row, but an absolutely crucial 3 points in the league for the blaugrana. It was our first excellent performance since September. We played some beautiful champagne football, defended very well, and again, we beat one of the top teams in the world. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now, and it was Iñaki Peña in goal, a back four with Jules Koundé at right back, Araujo at center back with Christensen, who came in at the very last second due to an injury to Inigo Martinez in the warm-up, Joao Cancelo left back, midfield three of Frenkie de Jong, Gundogan, and Pedri, and a front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Joao Felix. This is definitely our Gala 11 moving forward, and we did have Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, and Fermin Lopez make appearances off the bench. Now, the only goal scored in this match was scored by Joao Felix against his current club on paper, Atletico Madrid. Very well worked by Barcelona down the right-hand side with Koundé and Pedri, who find Raphinha into space. Counter-attack for Barcelona, puts Felix through. Felix cuts inside, chips Jan Oblak, puts it into the back of the net. Celebration absolutely on point, and ends up giving Barcelona 3 crucial points. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it an 8 out of 10. And my only criticism is that we didn't score more goals, and also that last 20 minutes Atletico Madrid was on top. Apart from that, I think it was absolutely pure and utter domination from the blaugrana. We had our best start to a game the entire season. We were all over Atletico Madrid. We had about 4 or 5 clear-cut chances before Joao Felix even scored. The midfield was dominant. The defense was strong. The attack was, you know, it was there. It was there, but this felt like Barcelona. This felt like Betis 5-0. This felt like Antwerp 5-0 when we were playing champagne, dominating football, and that's how I felt. For the first time in months, I've enjoyed watching Barcelona play, and that tells you enough. I think, again, the performance should be a benchmark of what this team should be doing throughout the entire season. This is the level that I judge the team at when we play like this. I also think credit to where it's due to Xavi for some of the decisions he made with the Inigo injury as well. They absolutely were 100% correct. And this is the team that, you know, you fall in love with. This is the team where you think, you know what, you play this week in, week out, we can push for the league title. We can get to a quarterfinals of the Champions League. We can maybe win the Copa del Rey and push for the Super Cup. This is what instills confidence in the fan base. Despite the fan base not turning up to this game, by the way, we had our lowest attendance of the season. I don't know what's going on in Barcelona, why the fans didn't, local fans didn't show up, but I don't know. Nonetheless, this is exactly what I want to see from Barcelona week in, week out. Dominating football. Yes, you can have criticism of the chances not being finished and maybe a bit of lacklusterness in the fullback area and in transition, but this is the team that I want to see week in, week out. This, for me, is Barcelona at their best. Absolutely dominated Atletico Madrid from the first minute till about the 70th minute, till Atletico Madrid started really pushing and going into it, and Barcelona had to go, survivor mode. Again, I think our defensive aspect of the game today was absolutely superb from every single play today. I think the majority of this team, 99% of this team, put in one hell of a performance, and this is what I like about this team as well. When the big moment comes in, pressure is on, they perform. Again, the pressure can be on when you're playing Shakhtar and Rayo Vallecano, but those games are not going to hide the place, which I understand. Again, they're not Barcelona fans like we are, but it is their job to perform, and they haven't been performing recently, and now they have. You had a decent performance against Porto, and now a very strong display against Atletico Madrid. So overall, for me, the team performance tonight will be getting a very strong 8 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. So, of course, the goalkeeper, Iñaki Peña. And I've given Iñaki Peña a 9 out of 10. Around the 70th minute, I probably would have given him a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10 if I was feeling very generous. But those 2 saves in the final 10 minutes were world class. The big question is, when Ter Stegen is back fully fit, will he go back into the starting lineup? The correct answer is yes. I don't think Iñaki Peña has done enough to really bench Ter Stegen, but he's done enough, in my opinion, to put pressure on Ter Stegen. I think 100% when Ter Stegen comes back, he'll go right back in the lineup. Of course, he is the captain as well. Keep that in mind. But one mistake from Ter Stegen, and Xavi's looking at Iñaki Peña on the bench like, bloody hell, you might have to go in, because now the pressure is really on Mark. I think Iñaki Peña over the past 2 games, shot stopping wise, has been superb. Again, passing out the back today in terms of his distribution, it wasn't too bad. Again, you can see the players a bit hesitant to pass the ball back to Iñaki Peña. A lot of moments you saw in the first half. Frankie de Jong, I remember drifting, could have let it go back to Iñaki Peña, but then went outside the boot to Christensen. So in that aspect, and there's still questions in my opinion, but in shot stopping, he's been absolutely superb. World-class save against Memphis' free kick, and the 1v1 against Angel Correa that kind of secured the 3 points, along with the Joao Felix goal, in my opinion. So for me, Iñaki Peña, 9 out of 10. Absolutely brilliant. Now, a center back partnership in front of him. Firstly, on the left-hand side, it was Andreas Christensen, who thought he wasn't going to start this game, and then 3 minutes before kickoff was given the nod to walk out with the squad. I'm so happy he played this game. By the way, I gave him an 8 out of 10. I thought he was absolutely fantastic, and I don't know if I should give credit to Xavi for this, but I don't think I can really, because it comes down to Christian himself. I think his ball playing distribution today was absolutely superb. The stuff that he can do on the ball, a lot of the center backs cannot do, whether it's Koundé, Inigo Martinez, and Araujo. I think Inigo Martinez starts ahead of him for 2 reasons. One, because he's been on decent form recently. I think he's defending well. And second, because he has a left foot. If Inigo Martinez was right-footed, I honestly think Christian would still be starting. I think he's been absolutely brilliant over the course of the past few weeks in a poor Barcelona side, and he done so today. I feel so comfortable with him at the back. His control of the ball is absolutely unbelievable. His decision-making, his ball-playing output, absolutely superb in my opinion. And for me today, he gets an 8 out of 10. Next up, his partner, of course, is the captain on the day, Ronald Araujo. I will be giving Araujo tonight an 8 out of 10. Again, absolutely brilliant in the defensive aspect of the game. Last 20 minutes with Atletico Madrid are all over us. He's running back to defend. He's making goal line clearances, left, right, and center. He had, of course, the tackle in the first half off the line. The 2 in behind between, I think, Griezmann and Lino. Great defending there. Of course, he had the run down the right-hand side as well. Defensive-wise, this is why you have to play him at center back. Having him on the right-hand side at right back is so wasteful when you're not coming up against a really top winger, like a Doku, Nico Williams, a Vinicius Jr., a Rashford on form, a Saka, Martinelli. When you're coming against those type of wingers that you know their output is so important for their team and also they can be dangerous, you put Araujo there. When you're playing a team like this, it's so wasteful to have him there, and I think if you play a right back, it would have been a completely different game, but him playing a center back was absolutely crucial for Barcelona today, and he performed like a captain. Absolutely brilliant from the Uruguay tonight, and for me, he gets an 8 out of 10. Into the fullbacks now. Firstly, Joao Cancelo at left back. I've given Cancelo a 6 out of 10. Now, let me explain. You're probably thinking, okay, he's probably a 7. Maybe if you're really happy, push an 8. I've given Cancelo a 6 for a few reasons. One, he just came off the back of a 10 out of 10 performance, one of the best performances we've seen from a Barcelona player since the Messi days. And he comes into this game, he's a bit lackluster. I think he's very conservative in this match. I think he did what we expect from Cancelo. He didn't do anything outrageous. I think his defending in the past 20 minutes, last 20 minutes was a bit suspect. A lot of moments you're thinking, clear the ball. He's trying to dribble past a few players, go in the corner. He's trying to flick it off the player, but then misses it, goes out for a throw-in. So some of those moments is why I rang down Cancelo for, and also I expect very highly of him, which I think is a good thing. But I think his performance probably today, if we're going based off, SofaScore score and, proper in-depth rating, probably would have given him a 7. But for me, for the standards I have for Cancelo, I give him an average 6 performance in my opinion. But at right back was, of course, Jules Koundé. The aura is back. 8 out of 10 for me. Sometimes my ball knowledge impresses me. What have I been saying for the past 3 or 4 weeks? When we don't have a right back, the best option is Jules Koundé. We saw it in the second half of Alaves when Xavi switched him and Araujo. He goes and gets an assist for the Lewandowski, one of the Lewandowski goal that gets the the draw that we end up winning. Came in today, absolutely brilliant. I understand Koundé is a better center back, and I agree. But we're having makeshifting issues. Ball is out of form. You have no one else. I think he should be the first option at right back after Joao Cancelo. Bun Roberto, bun Araujo, bun Balde at right back, of course. It has to be Koundé, and he's shown it yet again. I understand he doesn't like playing there, but you gotta make some sacrifices for the team. I understand that you and Xavi agree that you play majority center back this season, and I'm completely fine by that. But there's some moments, especially with the injuries that we're currently having, you have to play in that position, and I think he is the best option for right back at Barcelona. It's becoming more and more evident as every single game passes on. I think Koundé should just firm it up, put in a solid performance. And look, you had a lot of hate after the Porto game, and now everyone loves you because you play well. And when you play well, everything goes right. So for me, Koundé today was absolutely brilliant. I mean, him in that first half, don't quote me on this, but there's some shades of prime Dani Alves in that first half of Koundé, up and down that flank, whipping in crosses, cutting inside, linking up with Raphinha and Pedri and Gundogan. He was absolutely superb. Then in the second half was more very, you know, right center back. He was very defensive, which is completely understandable. Absolutely brilliant from the Frenchman. Pre-injury Koundé hopefully is back, and for me, he gets an 8 out of 10. Into the midfield now. Firstly, Frenkie de Jong in the pivot. He did play in the pivot for the majority of the game, even though you could say it was kind of, you know, a double pivot between him and Gundogan. I've given Frenkie tonight an 8 out of 10. What sums up Frenkie's importance to the team is when Cancelo dropped a 10 out of 10 performance midweek against Porto. He came out for his post-match interview like, "Oh, Cancelo, how you feeling?" He said, "Oh, I feel good. Great match. I just want to say first and foremost that Frenkie de Jong is one of the best players I've seen in my life in the midfield. He's so important to this team. With him, the game is so much easier. Absolutely unbelievable player." And we saw it today. Frenkie de Jong is absolutely unbelievable. Remember that tackle he made in the first half from that Griezmann shot as well? Orgasmic. The best midfielder in the world. Frenkie de Jong, absolutely unbelievable. I think in the second half there were a few moments where his decision making wasn't that great. That's why I've knocked him down a few points, but I think he was absolutely unbelievable, and for me he gets an 8 out of 10. Now in the right hand side of the midfield in the interior, it was İlkay Gundogan, and for me, Gundogan is my man of the match for Barcelona. I have given him a 9 out of 10. It was a Gundogan masterclass. I tell you what, I don't even know what to say. I think every single decision that Gundogan made in terms of his passing, in terms of the output in the game, was absolutely 100% correct. His dictation of the tempo in the midfield was so crucial to the balance of play, especially when we're in defensive transition and attacking transition. It's everything's going through him. He's like the conductor. He's not like a Busquets conductor because no one can touch Busi, but Gundogan was unbelievable in this game. I'm thinking when he has the ball, I'll go out wide. He goes out wide. Probably go left here. Goes left, central. Finds these pockets of passes as well in between spaces and players. Absolutely unbelievable. I think if it was any other midfielder, I think if it was Gavi in here or Fermin, the performance and maybe even the result would have been very different. I think Gundogan was absolutely unbelievable, and for me, he was the man of the match for Barcelona, and I've given him a 9 out of 10. The final midfielder on the left-hand side was, of course, Pedri. Potter, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I think very similar to the performance of Frenkie de Jong. Very solid. We saw some beautiful magic moments from Pedri. His dribbling is absolutely unbelievable. Crucial on that on the only goal as well, and the double fate, and then the tempo to put the through ball in for Koundé to find Raphinha. He was just magical, and again, keeping him fit should be Barcelona's #1 priority. And I think if he goes down injured, you're left with just de Jong and Gundogan, and it's looking long. Pedri is so crucial to this midfield. I think now we finally understand the balance of this midfield as well. Have Frenkie de Jong a bit more back holding it, Gundogan on the right, Pedri on the left, as we saw, what was it, against Porto, when it was Gundogan the pivot, Frank on the right, everyone's thinking switch them. I think it would be more balanced. Xavi's done that, and it has looked like a more balanced midfield. And this will be the midfield that will probably carry us for the remainder of the season. And again, Pedri I think was absolutely fantastic today, and I have given him an 8 out of 10. Into the forwards now. Firstly, Raphinha at the right wing. I've given Raphinha a 7 out of 10. I think, first of all, Raphinha missed a 1v1 in the first minute. That was absolutely shocking miss. I think after that, the first half, Raphinha was showing some joga bonito. Second half comes in, he was all over the place. Raphinha's decision-making in the final third, yet again, shocking. 1v1 dribbling, yet again, shocking. Build up play, intricate link up with the players, defensive output, solid. And this is why I'm in the dilemma with Raphinha, because this is why Dembele benched you a lot last season, because Dembele 1v1 was just so good, so clear of you, to the point that you kind of sacrifice a bit of the defensive work that Dembele puts in. Raphinha really needs to work on his decision making in the final third. My God, it pisses me the hell off when he's in the box thinking cut inside shoot, cuts inside or right, kind of putting it across. 1v1 with Hermoso, loses it. 1v1 with Witzel, loses it. 1v1 with Jimenez, loses it. It's these little things that if he just improves upon, he'll be an unbelievable player. I don't think he played badly in this game. I think overall he had a good game, but it's just, it could have been so much better, and the evidence and the clearism to his errors is just what's annoying. It's so obvious what he needs to improve upon. You just now hope that he implements it. It's 1v1 with defenders and decision making in the final third. Horrific. I think apart from that, had a good game in my opinion, and I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Next up on the left hand side, it was of course Joao Felix. I've given Joao Felix an 8 out of 10. I think that first half he was absolutely brilliant. Liga play with Joao Cancelo and Pedri, and then on the left hand side was superb. Even with Lewandowski at some points, the finish was absolutely unbelievable. And we've said this a lot over the past few months, that the only player on the pitch the majority of the time that's showing like the heart and desire to play, who's, you know, kind of playing like a fan, was Joao Felix. And we saw that again today as well. Second half, he was running down and down that left hand side, picking up foul. I think Atletico Madrid, an hour into the game, committed 10 fouls, and 6 of them were on Joao Felix. They're getting into his head, of course, his former team, understandably so. He dealt with the pressure very, very well. I think he had a very, very good game. He did go off with a bit of a niggle. Hopefully, he's all right and nothing too serious there. But I have you Joao Felix an 8 out of 10. And last but not the least is, of course, the main man, not the main man anymore, unfortunately, RL9, Robert Lewandowski. I've given him a 1. Absolutely horrific! You know, the reason, you're probably wondering, why is Lewandowski still at this club? And I will give it to you in the simple sentence. When the kid or the boy invaded the pitch around the 80th minute, what shirt was he wearing and who did he run to? He was wearing Lewandowski number 9, ran Lewandowski. Lewandowski earns the club a lot of marketing money through marketing and advertisement, because he's a big name, one of the best strikers of our generation, probably top 5, top 10 best strikers of all time in the history of the sport. He was so shit. I mean, I'm not exaggerating by any means necessary when I'm saying this. Should, not could, not maybe, should have had a hat-trick today, Lewandowski. Oh my days. He missed about 4. I was saying at halftime in the live stream he should have had a hat-trick. Missed 2 1v1s in that second half, this Polish fraud. What? You are one of the most lethal strikers of this generation, and you're missing 1v1. I'm not asking you to score that header from, you know, from a ridiculous angle like you did against Alaves. I'm not asking you to score a bicycle kick from outside the box. My God, you're 1v1 with All Black. Put it on target. He's putting it wide. Victor Roque is coming in January. It's been confirmed now by Atletico Madrid. It's been confirmed by Deco before the match. He is benching Lewandowski come the end of January. I will guarantee you that if Robert keeps up this current form, I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say. Shocking performance. I think his link-up play was dreadful as well. I think his touches were poor. Decision making the final third, poor. Stinker. Absolute stinker from Lewandowski. And boy, oh boy, does he need to shake up, because the only reason why you're starting week in, week out is because he has no competition. Victor Roque is coming in January now. That should be more than enough incentive for you to wake the hell up and perform. I've had it here with Lewandowski. Ship him off to Saudi or MLS in the summer, because keep in mind as well, a lot of people forget about this, he is sat on €250,000 per week. Barcelona, who, you know, have FFP wage bill problems, are paying Lewandowski €250,000 a week. And that's going to increase to $300,000 next season. Get him gone. Put him on the market in Saudi MLS. See whoever bites 20, 30 million. Get what you can from him. You invested 50, at least bring back 20. I think he's worth 20 on the market for an MLS surge, Saudi club, especially with the marketing that he'll bring in. Get him gone, man. Shocking again from him today. 1 out of 10 from me. Now for the substitutions, the subs were Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, and Fermin Lopez. Only 3 out of 5 substitutions made. Honestly speaking, they really came in, I think, last 10 minutes. Didn't have much. Fermin Lopez had a beautiful dribble in the last few minutes. Lamine Yamal did okay down the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal and Fermin on the counter-attack, by the way, in that final second. Shocking again. Ferran Torres had some good hold-up play and, you know, did what he had to do. I think all the subs didn't really have too much of an impact. Should have scored on that counter-attack, and good dribbling by Fermin Lopez. Probably give them all an average 6 out of 10. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez, who tonight for me gets an 8 out of 10. 3 points, clean sheet, excellent performance. Criticism comes in for Xavi for me is firstly with the substitutions. I mean, you have some good players on that bench and you're only using 3 out of 5, and the first substitution came in at the 75th minute. By then Atletico Madrid already made, I think, 4 or 5 substitutions. Secondly, I'm going to criticize Xavi a bit for starting lineup, putting Araujo at right back. We saw before Inigo went down with that injury, Araujo was training at warming up at right back. I think picking Koundé as well shouldn't have been the case, of course, at center back. And you know what? We did have to, defend for the last 20 minutes of the game. I wouldn't say it was scintillating football. It was a very, very strong performance. But credit to Xavi. You know what? He's dealt with this team for quite some time now. The performance has been great. The majority of his decisions have been correct. I remember a lot of my videos coming out of the game saying, what can Xavi do? He picks the right team, right system, right tactics. The players aren't performing. Tonight the players performed, and Xavi does get even more credit than he already deserves. And hopefully he does the same thing against Girona, Valencia, and Almeria before the Christmas break. No real complaints from Xavi today. Good football, good starting lineup as well, pending of what we actually saw on the pitch was a good selection. I think gave him credit where it's due. He did put Koundé at right back once Christensen did come into the team. That was the absolute 100% correct decision. I'm happy he did make that. Overall, decent day at the office for him, and he gets a solid 8 out of 10. So that was a match review for Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.